Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today, I wanted to take a crack at my favorite franchise character, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, the character that brought me into Dead by Daylight, Michael Myers. Good old Michael Myers, the Shape himself. I want to take a crack at him because he is my main in this game, but mostly ceremonially, because I actually don't enjoy playing him too much anymore. I used to really enjoy playing this character a lot. Used to be my favorite character playing the game. But as I've gotten better at the game and my MMR keeps going up, he's become more and more insufferable to play. He's been pretty miserable to play, if I'm being honest. Just because without the ability to deal with like strong survivors and strong loops and having no movement option in higher MMRs, he kind of gets like pooped on. He gets trucked, to put it lightly. And it's hard to stay consistent with this character. There are people that do. There's plenty of people that actually main Myers and stick with it, make it work the best they can. But realistically, this character is probably bottom 3 in the game, which is really unfortunate because he's literally one of the coolest characters to be in this game. I'm of course biased in that Halloween is my favorite horror franchise, so I'm going to sing the praises of that till I'm blue in the face. The first songs I ever learned on piano were the Halloween soundtrack, so you know I'm obviously pretty invested in this character and this franchise. But I get asked a lot on the Twitch stream, because people ask me, like, what's your main? I'm like, Myers. And they're like, well, I don't see you play Myers that often. And I have to explain to them that I don't find him very fun to play. And then they're like, well, how would you change him? Like, what would you do? How would you adjust this character that way he's fun? And honestly, I have a really good idea. At least I think it is. That's a very lore faithful representation of the character and things that he actually does in the films. That is, like, honestly one of my favorite things about the character, just because it's really thematic and cool. And if we could implement that into his base kit, chef's kiss, this character would be not fixed necessarily. He wouldn't be on par. We're not saying he's gonna be on par with like Blight or Nurse or Spirit or anything, but it would give him the thing he needs to be just, you know, a nice middle tier killer that can compete against teams that make mistakes. Maybe not teams that are flawless, like a 4-man Swift firing on all cylinders, but like anything in between, like two duos, a 3 stack and a 1. He can compete against those guys. So let's go ahead and get in with that. So my idea on like what I would do to bring Myers more up to snuff. Obviously, there's a lot of like small quality of life changes I will make. Obviously, Scott put out that video about like the Myers changes with his like fake patch video. I liked the idea of like reversing the way stock works, is that the stock is more powerful far away and vice versa, or just not have a parameter on stalking at all, and stalking just works, because that's how it works on Ghostface, who's just the better Myers. Anyways. But there's a lot of little quality of life stuff I would do like that, like making tier 1 like less of like probably quicker, honestly, just because like both him and Trapper have this issue of like, hey, guess what? I have a lot of setup time, but like that setup time doesn't really pay off a lot of the time either. You know, so he essentially just like is shackled at the beginning of the game, has to throw off his shackles, whereas like Blight can literally just span the entire map at the beginning of the match, like, and that's it, like just for free, where Myers has to spend so much of the match just in setup mode. But like the main idea that I want to do, like the big change that I would make to his kit, or an addition to his kit that would make him actually able to compete with other killers in 2021, is I want to give him a teleportation ability a la Jason from Friday the 13th, like Jason's morph ability. This is substantiated by the source material, because the cool thing about Myers, like the whole appeal of the character, is he's supposed to be just a kid who killed his sister randomly, and everybody's just trying to figure out why. And it's very heavily implied that something supernatural is going on with the character, but it's never really confirmed, except for a couple bad movies where it is. But like the mystery of like, is he actually supernatural, or is he just like kind of like Killer Batman, where he's just like super smart and that's how he's getting around, or like that question is what makes the character interesting. And one of the big things that he does in the films is he'll just disappear around objects. That's just like something he does. like he'll stalk Lori from around a bush in the first movie, and she goes to check behind the hedge, and he's just gone. He's just missing. He stalks her from behind the clothesline, and then when she goes to check again, he just like vanishes out of nowhere. So he, no matter if he's like, no matter how he's doing it, he does canonically teleport, and he does it throughout almost every movie that he's in. Is he just kind of like can shift where he is and morph to different places. So seeing that implemented into his character in Dead by Daylight would give him the map presence that would like really help him. How would this be implemented? I think I would restrict it to something like lockers, maybe. Like if it kind of like how Ghostface can like lean on things, maybe he can like lean across a locker, and if he's leaning across a locker, he can teleport to another locker on the map and appear there. Kind of like the same way in the movies where he'll appear out of the corner of an object and then slink back around that object, but you go to check and he's gone. I feel like that would be like really helpful for him, and that kind of makes him like similar to Freddy's teleport, but that's why Freddy's kind of like a middle of the road killer right now, and that's all Myers needs to be. Myers doesn't need to be good. I don't want Myers to be like competing with like Nurse or anything. Like I don't want that, because the last thing I want is people complaining about my favorite character. But like that's what makes Freddy kind of a middle of the road character right now, is because his like whether you're using his pallets or his snares, neither of which are super powerful anymore, thank God. But his teleport is kind of what makes him not a horrible character to play, because you at least have map presence. And if Myers had the ability to, you know, morph from locker to locker on the map, he could have that map presence he needs. Because most of the problems that happen with not only Myers but most M1 killers is like, you can be like the most efficient M1 killer like ever, but like on maps like Temple of Purgation, Mother's Dwelling, the new map, Eerie of Crows, like if you can't like, you literally can't get around the map in time to stop a lot of the like even if a survivor team is even slightly like coordinated, like getting around the map as an M1 killer is miserable. And it's one of the few instances where like, not even one of the few instances, there's a lot of instances of this game of this, but like it's one of those instances where like you lose and you didn't really do anything wrong, just should have picked a better character forehead moment, you know. And that just like always feels bad when that's a thing, where like you literally like, you know, the reason you lost is because of your character choice, and I feel like that's crappy and that just shouldn't be a thing. So giving Myers the ability to like shift from locker to locker would be like really cool, and it would give him that map presence he needs to like actually pressure gens, and because he's fine in the 1v1, right? Because like he's kind of a man with a knife, but by stalking over time he can essentially become like an easy Billy or an easy Leatherface, where he's getting very easy exposed downs, but it's only for a short period of time. So he has something to help him like curb the chase potential of survivors, where like you can like save your tier 3 for the more experienced survivors and just catch them out of position and down them, so like the loop ends super early, and just like stay out of tier 3 for survivors that you know you can down pretty easy. So he already has his kit already can handle the rest of everything. He doesn't need like an anti-loop power or anything. Sorry, behavior, I know you like adding that to literally every single killer. But he really just needs more presence on the map, and I think that locker teleportation gig that I got in my brain, I think that would help him a lot. But yeah, let me know what you think of my idea. I think that'd be really cool. If you like these videos, make sure you do the like down below. That's how I know that I'm doing a good job. And if you like the video more, that's how more of the friendos show up here. A lot of you probably saw my videos recommended at some point to you, and that's because of the likes. So yeah. And if you want to see more of these videos, which I do upload daily, make sure you sub. That way they actually show up on your YouTube homepage. Other than that, anything else for you. Thank you so much for watching, and if I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you when I see you, friends. Bye-bye.